We're back with more Douglas on My Mind, and once again I have with me Dr. Leis, our superintendent at school, and we've been talking about the beginning of the school year. This is fall 2014. How time flies when you're going through life, I tell you, and I'm glad that it is, but we do have a lot of issues and things that are happening, opportunities, and we were just talking off camera about some other changes that he wants to share about what's going on with the school system that hopefully you as parents and students need to know about. So we want to talk about those?
Yes, sir. We have added 15 minutes onto the school day at each one of our school sites. We realized that we could add some additional time, and so we've done that. So students at all of our schools will be in school 15 minutes longer. The elementary schools will no longer dismiss at 2, they'll dismiss at 2:15. So we have been able to do that, and we're really excited about a little bit more instructional time this year.
Well, good. Well, and that's works great into what my next question was, and because one of the things, as you know, we all know that's happening across the country, is all the states, all the school systems been driving for improved data in regard to improving our overall status as far as educational systems across the United States. So, Coffee County is no different from anybody else trying to strive. The 15 minutes hopefully will help get more instructional time in the classroom, which hopefully will relate to improve test scores, outcomes, things of that nature. So talk to us a little bit about some of the data, some of the information as far as where do we stack up or where are we at in regards to our peers or how that might
We are a charter system, so as a charter school system, we had to set benchmarks for our school system, and one of those benchmarks is that we will exceed the state average in our test scores as a school system. And we looked at that recently. We received our report back from the state, and we broke it down into 30 different indicators. And those indicators deal with the test scores of students in grades 3 through 8. And in grades 3 through 8, students are giving a reading test, English language arts test, math, science, and social studies. And if we take those different content areas that they're tested in, English, reading, math, science, and social studies, and we go grades 3 through 8, that gives us 30 indicators that we could measure, all right? And we looked at that, and out of the 30 indicators that we can measure, 27 of our indicators were at or above the state average. So we were really excited about that. The 27 indicators in grades 3 through 8 were at or above the state average.
So a little bit over 90% in regards to of those types of outcomes looking positive.
Yes, sir.
That's great.
We're really excited. It's our teachers have been working very hard. Our students have been working hard, and we're looking forward to another good year. We feel like we stack up well to the communities around us and in South Georgia, and our goal is to lead the state in academic achievement. And our mission is destination graduation, and of course we want to get to 100% of our indicators being above the state average. We've got 27 now that are at or above state average. Well, we want to have 100% above state average. So we also, if we're going to talk about graduation rate, we want to get our graduation rate up to where 100% of our students are graduating. And that's our goal, is to graduate our students prepared for college, career, life. And,
well, that's so pivotal. I remember, probably about 2 years ago, I think you were at that, what we call a BEST retreat, which is building economic strengths together. And the Chamber Economic Development Authority puts on that maybe 2 or 3 times a year, within 2 or 3 years apart, maybe. And one of the things that we talked about in there was education.
Yes, sir.
And how do we help grow our educational attainments for our citizens, whether they're children or adults.
Yes, sir.
And a lot of our citizens, are challenged sometimes not understanding that the reason sometimes why we don't have the job opportunities that we want to have, let's just say the high skilled jobs, is because of education attainment. Some of these industries, some of these employers know more about your educational attainment better than some of our common citizens do.
Yes, sir.
And that helps drive that. So it's great that the school system is taking such a vigor in trying to get at 100%. That was actually one of my questions.
Yes, sir.
Where do you want to be as far as those goal achievements, as far as that versus being in the 90 percentile? You want to be in the 100 percentile.
That's right.
And hopefully that will relate to hopefully better job opportunities, more kids in college, more kids graduating out of high school.
Yes, sir.
All those things flow from that perspective, and I'm glad that y'all looking at doing that.
And
So.
we're trying to provide options and choices for students throughout the system and program of study. We have our Career Academy.
I was going to ask you about that.
Of course, our
Yeah,
academic
talk a little bit
programs
about
at
the Career
High School.
Academy, because I think a lot of people need to know about how that's
The
going
Career
to.
Academy, we opened last year, and this year we will have approximately 230 to 250 students attending the Career Academy. And we have the full assortment of classes that would be offered at Coffee High School. They're taking it in an online program. It's an online program that allows the students to move through based on mastery. So when they master the course content, they can go ahead and move to their next course. So it's very flexible. They'll also be able to take course offerings at Wiregrass Technical College. So a child could attend the Career Academy on Monday, and on Tuesday attend classes at Wiregrass Technical College, and then come back to the Career Academy on Wednesday because of the flexible nature of the programming. It allows the students to take any of the coursework at Wiregrass Technical College and then also complete a high school diploma. So we're really excited about it. We've had a lot of success so far. And students are engaged, and that's what it's all about. If they're engaged and they're learning, then that's what we want to do.
Right. And you know, a lot of times I think we as adults think that all kids need to go through traditional type of educational attainment, but now we're seeing non-traditional, if you will, sometimes might be a better vehicle for kids to tap into. And this Career Academy offers that kind of non-traditional, but also motivational type of focus that they might need better than sitting in a classroom and doing kind of a rudimentary type of thing. Some kids can excel in that, some kids may not. There's a different perspective for different kids. So
exactly, we have, I think, a changing environment in education. In K-12 and also in higher ed, and that involves technology. At the Career Academy, students are issued Chromebooks, which are like laptop computers, but they're Google Chromebooks, and the students can do their coursework using their Chromebooks. So we're seeing the use of technology, flexible scheduling, and then working closely with our technical college to bring about, I think, a program that's going to really be good for young people. We're excited about.
I'm a big NPR, National Public Radio fan. I listen to it a lot of time, and one of the things that they were talking about is the transitioning thought of how higher education, colleges and universities are looking more at online classes, looking at more flexibility of scheduling, because students are different now. To give you example, I got a daughter in college right now. She takes most of all her classes online. She excels in that, and that's obviously something that you have to look at as another way to get the customer what they need to be successful.
Yes, sir.
And I'm glad that y'all are already on the cuts of doing that, because we need to be hopefully moving to a way that we can give every kid the opportunity to be successful, whether it's in a traditional classroom or a Chrome book tablet, so that they can do what they need to do and fulfill their destiny as they so fit. So I'm glad y'all doing that. So that's great. That's great.
Sir.
What are some other things that you think you might want to communicate to the parents and the students about this school year that might be exciting for them to be aware of, at least informational as that?
Well, we've got approximately 7,800 students in our schools, so 7,800 students approximately. With the start of school, there's a lot of movement, a lot of people moving about the community. Buses will be running in the morning. I would ask parents and students that drive to be aware of the buses that are traveling along our roadways, to heed the warnings of the stoplights and such as that, and just be careful. It's a transitional time with a lot of things happening, and we just want to remember that students will be waiting along the roadside for their buses, and we'll have some out in the early morning hours. And so it's a transitional time, and I think people just need to be aware of that and be careful,
Right.
and slow down and look before they act.
Right.
So,
well, I'm gonna go ahead and put this kind of a notice out there. We have what you call a heat unit here,
yes,
which
sir.
is comprised of 2 officers, a sheriff deputy and a city of Douglas police officer, and one's deputized to be in the unincorporated, and one has the ability to work within the city of Douglas. So they will be out in force to make sure
Yes, sir.
that you are mindful of school activities, and so I already got a call from somebody today. One of my commissioners called me and says, Terrell, I heard that we got a speed trap out there on 441. I said, no, we don't have a speed trap, but the heat units are out.
Yes, sir.
Getting people prepared for the start
Yes,
of
sir.
school, and we just want people to be conscientious about kids on the street and
Yes, sir.
and as they sit out there by the bus stop. So please be mindful. We're not trying to make careless arrests, but if you're speeding or if you're not careless, we are careful, you will get in trouble with one of
Yes,
those
sir.
heat units.
Well, we appreciate y'all trying to
Well.
slow folks down as we
Well.
get ready to start school.
Well, that's what it all takes. It takes all of us to do that. So I'm glad that we were able to do that. Something else that we were going to talk about that I wanted to put it out there on one of the things that y'all have been really, really working hard with is trying to help kids, transition, and the Career Academy is actually going to be building on the campus
Yes,
at
sir.
Wiregrass, and y'all have great kind of agreements between Wiregrass and South Georgia State College. So I'm glad all that's
Yes, sir.
happening. You want to talk about?
We've been meeting with the architect and construction management firm with Wiregrass Technical College, and we are planning the new facility that will be constructed on the campus of the college. So it's really exciting. We're
Right.
going to have our Career Academy high school program located on the technical college.
Right.
So it's exciting times.
Oh man, you can't believe it.
I would like to point out that I've mentioned CRCT test earlier in our discussion. The state is going to implement new tests this year, and they'll be
right.
known as the Georgia Milestones. So we'll no longer have the CRCT test. We'll have something called the Georgia Milestones. And I just wanted to make parents aware of that.
Did you just hear that sigh from the students out there? Like, we don't have to take that test anymore.
Well, it'll be replaced with something called the Georgia Milestones, and it's going to be a rigorous test.
Okay.
What they're telling us is that they wanted to develop and implement a test that's more rigorous.
Oh, wow.
So actually, this test will be more difficult than the CRCT was.
All right. Well, Journey, which is Mr. Wilkerson's granddaughter over here,
Yes, sir.
she was smiling when we said they're getting rid of the CRCT, but when you said more rigorous, she started to frown. So I don't know. Yeah, have to study a little harder.
That's right. That's the push to continue to raise the bar.
There you go.
And we accept the challenge, and
There
we'll
you go.
have our students prepared.
Good,
So,
good.
yes, sir.
All right, and going back to the Career Academy, one of the things that I've heard a lot of little scuttlebutt about this, where we got 2 high schools, and that we dropped down to 5A. Let's go
Yes,
ahead
sir.
and put that out there. So let's dispel
Yes,
that
sir.
notion about what all this means by why we are in 5A and the 2 high schools with
Yes,
the Career
sir.
Academy and the traditional high school. So kind of
sir.
talk to a little about that.
As we went through the process to establish our new high school in Coffee County, which is the Career Academy, we realized that our enrollment at Coffee High would be such that we would be in 5A instead of 6A. And so because of the way the numbers fell out, we were able to move into 5A, which is no longer the 6A classification that we were. But I think it's going to be a challenge. We'll be in a league now with Ware County and Brunswick and Glenn Academy, Effingham County and South Effingham, Statesboro. So those are some traditional powerhouses that certainly will be